So welcome guys to another video. This is a part 2 to an old video that I did because I may have been wrong on what is the cheapest ray tracing capable card that currently exists. And trust me, it gets so cheap that it might actually surprise you. So let's get into the video. So first, we need to talk about why ray tracing works as it does. Because technically, any GPU can run ray tracing. But it is a technically because most GPUs that don't have RT cores, which are the cores that are dedicated to running ray trace lighting, cannot actually handle ray tracing. Let's say the 1080 Ti for example, a graphics card that is part of the GTX series. In other words, the series that lack ray tracing capabilities. It is probably the best NVIDIA card release anyone has ever seen, because this card can pretty much handle everything even after 7 years. And you might be surprised because this card can actually do ray tracing. It is obviously going to have a huge downgrade in performance when activating ray tracing because it doesn't have any RT cores in it. But as I said before, it can pretty much handle low level ray tracing. And just to mention this, you have to pretty much hack your way into getting ray tracing because games don't allow you to have ray tracing if they don't support a card that is RT capable. So if most cards with no RT cores in it cannot handle ray tracing, then what is the cheapest cards with RT cores? So there are many cards on the market that have ray tracing nowadays, and also so many different manufacturers producing so many different cards from the three main companies, NVIDIA, AMD, and Intel, who has just joined the market recently. But out of those three, who might offer the cheapest ray tracing card ever manufactured? NVIDIA's cheapest card with RT cores in it costs about $220 to $225. And I say this because in the market nowadays there are a lot of scammy sellers who just sell you a downgraded card. And I'm not much into these cards, but I found an RTX 3050 cheaper than a 2060, which is very surprising to me. I am not sure if you can trust these sellers, but you guys can give it a try. Now, NVIDIA is not by far the best GPU creator for very cheap gaming, because the cards I just talked about are about 2 times more expensive than the ones from AMD and Intel. So let's get into those. There are many cheap cards from AMD, but 2 of those have caught my eye, the RX 400 and the RX 300. Now you may ask yourself, isn't the RX 300 a mobile card? And yes, it is a mobile card, but AMD had an unreleased desktop version of it. But obviously, the only way I could find it was on the Sketchy website for the low price of $73, which is the true cheapest GPU with ray tracing. But the thing is, that is from an unofficial and unreliable website, so I am not counting it for this video. Now, for the RX 400, the cheapest one I could find was for like $112 on an official website. But wait, this is not the cheapest ray tracing card there is, because there is one more GPU maker on the list. Intel. I know you all waited for this part, because Intel officially has the cheapest capable ray tracing card on the entire market. With only 6 RT cores, this thing can barely run ray tracing. Now, hear this, the cheapest ray tracing capable card is the ARC A310. This card officially goes for $100. You heard that right, $100. It is a very tiny card, 4GB VRAM, worse than a GTX 580. It is as cheap as it can be. Its brother, the A380, is as bad but 50% better. All these prices of all the cards were for the new ones, by the way. You start going to meet so much cheaper. And anyways, thank you guys for watching, subscribe to my channel, and see you all next time.